Dehancer is more than just a plugin, it's a love letter to analog film. In this video, I'm reviewing the Dehancer plugin for DaVinci Resolve. I'll cover what it is, how it works, who it's for, and whether or not I'd recommend it. As a disclaimer, Dehancer did provide me with the full plugin for free to review in this video, but they are not sponsoring this video and won't get to see it before it's uploaded. However, they did give me a discount code so that you can get 10% off Dehancer if you want to purchase it. Dehancer is a film emulation plugin that aims to replicate the look, feel, and imperfections of analog film in a digital workflow. This isn't just another LUT pack or quick filter, it's an in-depth plugin that offers a wide range of tools to emulate everything from film stock characteristics to imperfections like halation, bloom, and grain. However, the deeper question is whether it successfully bridges the gap between digital precision and analog warmth. As someone who understands and values the timeless quality of analog film, I appreciate what Dehancer is trying to do. The plugin sets itself apart by offering not only film profiles, but also customizable controls that allow you to fine-tune each aspect of the emulation. But here's the thing, while Dehancer promises a lot, not all features will be useful for every creator, and the steep price tag means it has to deliver exceptional value to justify itself. So, does it? Dehancer works as an OFX plugin within DaVinci Resolve, allowing you to add it as a node in your color grading pipeline. Once installed, you're presented with a suite of tools broken into different categories: film profiles, grain, halation, bloom, and more. So let's break these down. Dehancer's film profiles are its main selling point. With over 60 profiles inspired by real analog stocks, you're not just picking cinematic or vintage. Instead, you're diving into nuanced emulations of stock like Kodak Vision 3 and CineStill 800. Each profile is rich with character, offering variations in contrast, saturation, and tonality. The film profiles are excellent. They're not just aesthetic presets, they feel dynamic and adaptive. Unlike LUTs that often just crush or overexpose certain tones, Dehancer retains the subtleties in your footage. That said, I noticed that some profiles lean heavily into their characteristic look. For example, the warmer stocks can feel overly stylized unless carefully balanced. If you're not skilled in color grading, these profiles might overpower your footage rather than complement it. Dehancer's grain system is one of the best I've seen in any film emulator. Instead of overlaying the static texture, it generates grain dynamically based on the brightness and the color of your footage. Highlights, midtones, and shadows each respond differently, mimicking the randomness of real film. While the grain quality is top-notch, it can quickly become heavy-handed if not dialed back. The defaults often feel overdone for modern projects unless you're going for that distinctly retro vibe. That's fine if you know what you're doing, but it requires a lot of tweaking to integrate seamlessly within clean digital footage. Halation replicates the subtle red-orange glow around high-contrast edges, while bloom softens highlights to create a dreamy cinematic effect. These two features are where Dehancer really starts to shine, or, depending on how you use it, it starts to overwhelm. Halation and bloom are highly customizable, which is great because the defaults are often too intense. Halation in particular can become distracting if overused, and it's easy to cross the line into artificial territory. Bloom, on the other hand, feels more forgiving and adds a beautiful softness that works well in many scenarios. However, both effects require a delicate hand, and the beginners might struggle to find that balance. There's some other effects on this plugin that are designed to add imperfections that make your footage feel like it was shot in actual film. Gate weave mimics the subtle movement of film within a projector, while film breath replicates variations in exposure and color between frames. While these features are fun and technically impressive, they're very situational. Gate weave and film breath are great for recreating vintage look, but feel out of place in modern polished projects. These aren't everyday tools, they're more like finishing touches for specific things. This is where this review becomes a little bit more subjective. Dehancer's depth and complexity mean it's not a one-size-fits-all solution. If you're a professional filmmaker or colorist, Dehancer offers a level of control and authenticity that's hard to beat. Its dynamic gain, halation, and color science can take your footage to another level, especially if you're working on a narrative project or commercials, music videos, or things like that where you need a filmic look as a part of your storytelling. Professionals will find Dehancer invaluable, but only if they're already comfortable with resolve and color grading and the whole process. It's not a fix-it tool, it's an enhancement tool. For intermediate creators, Dehancer is a great way to explore the world of film emulation. However, the complexity of its features means there's a learning curve. If you're serious about improving your grading skills, this plugin will challenge and reward you. Enthusiasts will love it, but only if they're willing to put in the time to learn the nuances. It's not a casual plugin. Here's the hard truth. Dehancer isn't really beginner friendly. The sheer number of tools and the level of knowledge required to use them effectively can be overwhelming. If you're just starting out, you'd better be off experimenting with simpler tools before diving into something this advanced. With that being said, I do understand that this plugin makes the process easier for film emulation specifically, but as a beginner, you need to learn some foundational color grading aspects of Resolve or your program before jumping into a plugin like this. Beginners should approach with caution. This is not a shortcut to good looking footage. After spending significant time with Dehancer, I can confidently say it's one of the best film emulation plugins available, but only for the right user. Dehancer's strengths lie in its authentic look and the depth of the plugin. The film profiles are beautifully rendered, the grain feels alive, and the halation and bloom add a cinematic quality that's hard to replicate elsewhere. It's clear that the developers have a deep love for film and have translated that passion into a powerful tool. While Dehancer excels in many areas, it's not perfect. The intensity of some effects can be overwhelming, and the plugin requires a significant amount of tweaking to achieve balanced results. Additionally, the steep learning curve of all of its features might make it less accessible for beginners. At its current price point, Dehancer is an investment. For professionals and serious creators, it's absolutely worth it. The level of control and quality of the results justify the cost. For beginners or casual users, however, I might feel like it's a little overkill for what you need. Dehancer is an exceptional tool for those who are serious about film emulation. Its features are powerful, its results are stunning, and its depth is unmatched. However, it's not a plugin for everyone. Beginners may find it a little overwhelming, and casual creators might not see enough return on their investment. So would I recommend it? Yes, but with the caveat that it's best suited for those who have already a strong foundation in color grading. If you're willing to put in the time to master it, Dehancer can elevate your work to a level that truly feels cinematic.